legend in the building. Something's supposed to happen. Hard Knocks. Everson Wall, straight out of Grambling. You know? Some things are destiny. Yeah. I'm super excited. What's up, James? All right, got you paused. One more time, man. Give me 1 second, bro. I got you. Give me 1 second. 1 second, my brother. All right, we got you now, James. What's up with it?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I done already got the word. Hurry up, because Hard Knocks is coming on, so.
Yeah.
They like, Hard Knocks is on in 48 minutes. Hurry up.
No, man.
Get the little questions and get off, because we got to watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah, man. We all go watch Hard Knocks. I promise you that. Starting.
I'm like, y'all okay?
All right, let me start the show then.
Let us start it.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, yeah. Count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the final word. We got the OC, Big Game James, and in the building is Everson Walls himself. How you doing today, good sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. I'm looking for Albert.
Oh, you know what?
You guys got this music going. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. No, we hear you.
Y'all got Albert. Albert Shore around there somewhere. Y'all got the music flowing. Where's my satin house coat, man? What is that? My robe.
You need to get some house slipper shoes, Everson. Get some house slipper shoes. Before you get your cup, all that good stuff.
All that
Man, dude, I need my pimped out bedazzled cup over here with some jacket or something.
I already got one.
I got the sexiest going, man.
Hey, Everson, I hear that yak now. I'm with you on that yak. I was being good, but if you talking about yak, look, we can do that.
I'm a tequila man myself, but dang, y'all. Man,
hey, listen,
that's how we do it.
That intro was sexy.
I appreciate that. You know, that it feels good to hear that coming from the legend. You know what I mean? When the legend tell us that we sexy, we take that. We take that. All right. So we go get started with some trivia. Is that okay? We go get our fans a little bit of trivia real quick. We go ask a simple question. Who has the most interceptions? It's simple. And it's not going to be easy for some of y'all, because some of y'all young and y'all don't know who we dealing with. We dealing with a beast. But let's get into it. Mr. Everson Walls with the legendary 24. Prime time. And then Darryl Green. So we gonna let that question just marinate for a minute. We not gonna answer it. We gonna let y'all answer it. We not gonna say a word. So we gonna just leave it out there for a second. All right.
D Green played like 21 years, didn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Man.
Yeah. So, I mean, it should be obvious for the historians. So, but it might not be that obvious. And then another thing we gonna talk about. I want to get into this too as well. I want to talk about a little bit of legacy and what that has to do with some of the guys now. Cause you the original 24. Then we had a Woozy. Did he live up? I'm not gonna judge him. Cause you got big shoes, a Woozy. Then we got a 24 coming in. So I want to get your thoughts on Joseph's coming in with the legacy or potential legacy of 24.
I will say, Awuzie, no, of course when you say live up to it, I mean, he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
I don't think they brought him in to necessarily get picks. This generation these days, it's all about just really trying to prevent the other guy from making plays. They're happy to be what they think is a shutdown corner. Well, they try to call Deion a shutdown corner, but Deion got picks.
Right.
And Deion took those picks to the house.
Right.
So if you want to be a shutdown corner, you can't just stop the opponent. You have to do something extra. You have to do something that's going to not just counter what the offensive player is trying to do, but you have to totally negate his effectiveness, period. You have to just wipe it all out. And you can't do that by just knocking down balls. You can't just do that with passes defended. You got to do that with making turnovers, stripping the ball if that's your thing, getting interceptions if that's your thing. Pick six if you can do that. But if you want to talk about leaving a legacy, you want to talk about being a shutdown corner, it's going to take more than just stopping the guy on third down. Because if you're in the red zone, if you're anywhere in field goal range, and nowadays field goal range can go all the way back to the 50-yard line, it seems like. That in that regard, you still give them an opportunity to make a play, to make a score. But now if you make your own play and you turn it over, that's the whole point of a turnover, okay? Now you're looking at the other side. In other words, we're going the other way. That's the difference between just being a guy that's out there just doing his job and one that's taking it to a next level.
Gotcha. Big, what you got? I know you itching, brother. What you got?
I mean, I'm itching over here just a little bit. All right, so they've had some corners in here. Byron Jones was here. He didn't really get a lot of interceptions. He was a guy that could really just play. He played the ball good. I mean, he was really good in coverage. As you said, Awuzie, when he came out of college, I didn't think he was a high interception guy. And honestly, I think Kelvin Joseph, I think he's going to be a guy, just in my opinion, I don't know if he's going to be an interception guy. I think he's a guy that's going to be real sticky, athletic, be able to bat down balls, things of that nature. When I see a guy that's going to make plays on the ball, Everson, I see that being Trevin Diggs. I see Diggs being, now I'm not saying Diggs is a shutdown because I think Diggs will give up plays, but Diggs to me is the most opportunistic guy as far as the cornerbacks to go, to pick the ball out the air, make plays in there on the ball, and potentially take them back and, be able to get a touchdown. I want to kind of get your thoughts on kind of that right there. Do you think he's the best playmaker out of the corners they have right now?
Well, let's just be real. All of these guys are real young. And at this point, they don't have a reputation to stand on at this point. Now let's just look at Diggs. If I would have played behind the defensive line that Diggs had, that's for 2 years, I don't think I would have played as well as he did. You have to have speed to keep up with wide receivers when you have to cover for more than 5 seconds. And that's the kind of lack of pressure that he had to deal with. Now, I think Diggs could turn around with good pressure and with good teammates, and he could be that playmaker. I'm looking at this guy, Joseph, though. it seems as if he has just as good a ball skills as Diggs has. He has the ability to take it to the house the way a guy like Deion used to do it. You know, the guy still teased me. I had 57 picks and only one touchdown. Only one touchdown.
Whoa.
Who was that? Steve Smith Sr. You know, little man, the wide receiver, Steve Smith Sr. He dogged me when I was up for the Hall of Fame. It was all fun. It was all fun. He's like, man, you only got one pick. That's all. You just got one pick out of all those interceptions. You know, as a wide receiver, he can't even fathom that. And I understand. And it wasn't until I got to the New York Giants that I did score. So yeah, it's unusual to get that many picks with those few interceptions. But I think Joseph has just the same ability that Diggs had to make these things happen. Now, it ain't just about making picks, guys. Because when you get out there and you're thinking, oh man, I'm about to go shut this brother down. I'm about to show him what I got. I'm about to spat it up. I'm about to have the towel hanging out. You look good, you play good.
It was right.
Everything's gonna be right. Nah, but when that big Saquon Barkley come running around there, right? We're talking a whole different game. See, now you can't just concentrate on just shutting this brother down across from you. Your game has to be all encompassing. You have to recognize when the pass is coming. You have to recognize when it's a play action. You know, all of a sudden he's running all over you. Then they put that play action in there, and then the wide receiver's running right past you. So it's not just about being shut down. Deion, as much as he hates to hear people say this, Deion was not that guy that was a good tackler. I was a better tackler than Deion, and that ain't saying much at all, okay? And that's just real. That's just real.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to make those plays depending on the coach that you have. Jimmy Johnson could give a damn if Deion Sanders made a tackle on any running back. His coach in Atlanta could give a damn if Deion Sanders even touched the running back. They brought Deion to do what Deion did, and that's just to play pass. Consequently, you play for Tom Landry, which is what I had to do. Then they want you to make sure and stick your head in there because our cornerbacks play run and pass. And see, that's the difference. You might come in thinking that you're just to play pass, but you have to eventually tailor your game to where being a good pass defender can also bleed over into you being an all-around defender. That's always the charge for any young defensive back coming in. You come in one way, and if you leave the same way, you didn't do a good job. You need to leave a better player year in, year out.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Oh, OC, did you have something? Because I saw that you just came back. I didn't want to skip you if you had something for Everson.
Yeah, I definitely do. I did want to just mention, something about the wide receiver core that we have. And I wanted to see his opinion about CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. And do you project that a CeeDee Lamb would be a guy?
Oh, man. Hold on real quick. Hold on, OC. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I cut you off.
Okay. You
got to ask that question again. You was talking about CeeDee Lamb. That was my fault. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying was that I'm thinking that CeeDee Lamb will take over as the top receiver for the Cowboys after this season in terms of his skill set, his route running, and just the dog in it, the tenacity that I see when I watch him play versus all the ability to really inspire and motivate and lift people, kind of like a Dez Bryant, but maybe even more similar to a Michael Irvin, not anointing him at this point, but seeing his upside of potential. And I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I love these guys, man. I love the wide receivers that we have. Dak loves the wide receivers that we have. I think they are amazing. I love CeeDee Lamb because he does bring that in. He brings that dog in. You can see that he is of the new generation of wide receivers, and I love it because he's just got that swag that you see in the new generation. But I have to beg to differ on who we're going to elevate at this point. I am a Michael Gallup brother. I'm not gonna lie.
Whoa!
This young man, when you look at some of the plays he made 2 years ago, when he went down that sideline I think he from the 5-yard line, and it looked like he was about to go out of bounds. And I don't know how in the hell he was able to score on that play. That's just typical of what the talent that this young man has. I don't think he even realizes how good he is because his personality is not so much swag like CD, which you know we all are different people. We all play different ways. We all have different mentalities. I wasn't Dion. Dion wasn't me. We're totally different type of people, which is great. But when it's all said and done, you talk about CD Lamb, you talk about Michael Gallup. When I saw Amari Cooper shake a brother down at the line of scrimmage that was for the Philadelphia Eagles, he shook him down like Allen Iverson. He shook him down like an and one tape. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
To me, Amari Cooper is the most talented wide receiver on this squad. And when you look at production, this guy caught more passes from 3. They're not Dak Prescott. Let me say that much. When you look at the fact that he had his best year under the toughest situations you can ever think of as a player, not saying a word. And yes, we kind of take it for granted because sometimes we take his quietness for weakness. But Amari Cooper is that dude. Let's just be real. He is going to be there for you all the time. He is never going to sell you out. The problem that he has is he don't speak up enough for himself. That's the problem with Amari Cooper. Because this kid here, to me, when you say that shakedown at the line of scrimmage, that is the ultimate embarrassment as a defensive back when a guy can lose you like that at the line. That's just breaking ankles. And he does that a lot, guys. They just happen to catch that one on film. Amari Cooper is that dude.
Oh, y'all know what's coming.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Let's have some
Y'all
fun.
come
Let's
here.
have a good
Y'all
time,
know
man.
what's
Let's kick
coming.
it.
The legend himself has quoted who the game changer is. The debate is over.
No, he did not.
forever.
He did not say game changer. He said that
did.
dude. He said he's that
That is
dude.
the
Now, I
same
love Everson.
thing.
I love Everson Walls. I love Everson Walls. I will never
So
say
you
I
gonna
don't
fight
love
Everson Walls?
I am
Or you
going
gonna be
to
disrespectful
disagree.
to
I
Everson
don't care
Walls?
if
I
it's
wanna
Everson
know.
Walls, dog. I don't care if it's Everson Walls, bro. I respect Everson and I love Everson, but I don't care if it's Everson Walls telling me that.
Wait a minute.
CD Lamb is still the
hold
game
on.
changer in me, and you will see it this year. I, for one, never once said that Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper that wasn't his favorite target. I wasn't saying he wasn't the man. I said who was going to be the game changer this year. And even if Everson Wall said it, I'm saying Lamb is going to make more game-changing plays, going to be the game changer this year. And I love Everson, but I'm still sticking with my guy.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. Wait, I'm not going to even get started.
Y'all
See,
stupid, man.
listen.
Y'all stupid.
Everson, you can tell you walked
Hey,
in on a real debate.
Listen to me.
All right, go ahead.
Listen to me.
All right.
Because he could be right. Okay, let's be real.
Okay.
CD Lamb will have many more opportunities in different facets of the game to make a difference.
Right.
Okay,
Thanks.
he's going to be that guy down the field, just like Coop and the boys. He can go mid-range, he can go deep. You know, you can hand it to him on the end around. You know, he can hit off in there as a running back. So that's where he's going to make a difference, as well as the punt returns. He will be the guy that makes the difference in the ball games. He will be that game changer. But when you need somebody to make a play, when all else is failing, and when CD all of a sudden he can't see the ball right because his braids and twists got in the way or something like that, Coop is going to be that dude for you, and he has been that dude for you every time. Every time.
But
you know this.
I'm
sorry.
I agree with you, Everson.
Hold on. Aside from the Patriots game, Coop has been your dude.
Talk to
Coop has
him.
been your dude.
Oh, so listen. I'm not going to let you disrespect our legend over here, Big Game James. I'm not going to let you do that. We're not going to start debating.
I want to say one thing, and I'm going to be quiet. I want to say one thing, and I'm going to be quiet. if you heard my dog Everson just say, he said, you know what? You might be right. He said, CeeDee Lamb is the game changer, but Amari Cooper is that dude.
Ooh.
There it is.
Ooh.
He has agreed with me, and that's what I have been saying the whole time. So guess what, boss? Push back.
Hey, man, listen, I got much respect for you, Big. Listen, my respect for you went way up because you didn't kiss no butt right now. You stood on your 10 toes on what you believe, but you wrong. We gonna go to the next subject. We gonna go to the next subject.
Okay.
Well, OC,
I'll
I see
take
you
it.
itching. I see you itching. What you got, my brother?
Hey man, put CeeDee Lamb back up on the screen, man.
Oh,
so look,
no. Listen what you started. Everson, look what you started.
I'm listening.
Just let
I'm
him
listening.
just keep him there for about 10 seconds, okay?
Oh, he's smooth. He's smooth.
He's smooth.
Everson Walls,
I love it. I have
Second.
seen. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish
No.
up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all so disrespectful. He over here apologizing. And he's our guest. Look, y'all take your
No,
L.
CD got me shaking over here too. CD got me shaking over here too. I like it.
Listen, Boss
Let's
Cowboy,
go.
listen. Everson Walls himself said that CeeDee Lamb is going to have more opportunities. And I think that's the key with this. And that CeeDee Lamb can do more, right? CeeDee Lamb has more tools in the box on different ways, running the ball, run after catch, punt return. And that's why he still is a game changer. And when we say that he's a game changer, and I say this a lot, Everson, especially the Boss Cowboy, because he fights about this all the time, this is no disrespect to the greatness of Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is a great wide receiver. He has a tremendous
Tell me about it.
talent, great hands, great releases, right? Awesome dude. But
It's
in
in
terms
here,
of
dude. He got it up here too, bro. Yeah.
right. In terms of the spark plug, my opinion is still the spark plug is going to be CeeDee Lamb, man. I'm sorry.
See,
I agree.
can't-
I
See,
agree.
y'all so disrespectful. Listen, I'm trying to move on and be like respectful to our guests. Y'all just, Everson, at least you can tell these guys are fighters. That's for sure. They will fight anybody.
Here's one other thing you can tell. First of all, yeah, all of them, they got, first of all, you have great, that's a product that you can push. How can I argue against CeeDee Lamb? I tell people all the time, when we argue about different players, I don't want to have to put somebody down to elevate somebody.
Right.
I love them all. I
Yes.
told you, I came up. Michael Gallup is woo, guys.
Yes.
Y'all know how good this dude is. You know how good Gallup is.
Yes.
I don't think Gallup knows how good he is as much as we know how good he is. This guy will come out of nowhere because he has fewer chances to make plays. And when you can do that, and you have this treasure trove of talent, man, on this squad. Man, that's why Dak can't wait to get back. That's why his arms hurting, because he's like, man, I cannot wait to get and throw these balls to these dudes. I got to be right when I come back. Not to mention that, we got tight ends out of this world. I'm sorry, guys. This team is so talented that it's good that we have the luxury to even debate about who's who and who's going to be the most important.
Man,
There are going to be some games we're going to come away and you're going to say, man, that Michael Gallup is a bad mother. You know what I'm saying? We're going to say that because we have that luxury. And that's all I'm worried about. Y'all can win the argument. I want to win the games. I want to win the games.
I feel you.
Win the games.
Let's win the games.
See,
Amen.
wisdom
Amen.
has spoken. Wisdom has spoken. Pay attention, everybody. Listen. All right, now watch this. We got to answer the question. Trivia time. We asked the question earlier in the show, and I didn't see anybody put it in the chat. Who had the most interceptions out of Deion Sanders, Darrell Green, and our own Everson Walls? All right. The answer is.
It ought to be easy. That's why.
I know it should be easy.
That's easy.
And
exactly.
I got
should be
this
easy.
wrong. It should be 57. I apologize. I'm embarrassed.
Look, he got it wrong.
Oh my God.
No, I bet.
Oh,
Hey,
see, look, you see how he dissing you?
don't throw me under the bus. Don't do that. Don't
Everson,
throw me
he
under
talking
the bus.
about
Don't do
us.
it.
56.
Okay, I won't. I'm being
You
nice.
should have helped me with this
And he talking
presentation.
about us being
You know they went
nice
back.
to
You know
you,
they went
Everson. That's disrespectful.
They went back through Harvey Martin's sack record once, and they took away 2 of his sacks. Is this what you're doing?
What?
To me, bro?
I did.
You went
Yeah.
back. You went back.
Yeah,
and
he
took
went
away
back.
one of my interceptions.
I did. And see, listen. Listen, it's my bad. All egg on my face. I own that. I got it from the NFL films, though. So I'm going to blame them.
Oh, they taking it away? See, that's how they did Harvey.
They said 56.
That's how they did Harvey.
Yes,
Man.
yes. And I got the video evidence. I'm not throwing them under the bus like Big threw me under the bus. They said 56.
Stop.
They said 56, so I went with 50. But the point
is that why they make the Hall? Is that why they make the Hall?
Man, we got to talk about 56? That. Let's get right into that, if we don't mind. We get off that era that I have up there. That's embarrassing. Next. All right. So let's talk about a little bit of some of the disrespect. I call it, honestly, can I be frank? Just disrespect. Disrespect because the people that praise you are the best in the game. A quote from Madden about you. I don't think I can remember a player as confident as Everson was. This guy has the greatest hands of any defensive back that I've ever seen, and he said that as Dion was entering the league, which is amazing. And then Belichick talking about Mr. Everson Walls. What Everson was very, very good at was reading the quarterback and seeing the receiver and had great anticipation and awareness of all those things. And he processed them very quickly and was able to make plays on the ball far above and beyond what would you expect from a player of his physical ability. He was able to put all that together better than any player that I have coached. And this is Belichick, y'all. Now y'all got to think about how many cold corners he's coached. The combination of those skills overrode his speed. Greatest hands of any defensive back that I've ever had. So I'm going to talk about that Hall of Fame real quick.
Not had. He said ever seen.
Ever seen.
Not ever had. He said ever seen. That means
even if you didn't coach him, that means I'm still better than one.
Right. Better than he basically he's saying if I get anybody in the future, it ain't gonna matter.
Right.
This dude still got the best hands I've ever seen.
He didn't say will ever see. He just
right. He said ever see.
See, people not equating how many interceptions is 57.
Dog,
57. Go ahead,
but I'm saying yeah, like 44. I got to jump on this one because I was in them eras. I'm older than y'all. I think I'm older than OC.
Stop all of that.
Hey, I'm just saying, I was there watching Everson, and I told you I seen the Everson thing against the wall when they had him in the post and it said go up against the wall. I remember always watching at Texas Stadium. But the thing that I want to jump out and say, Everson, is those first freaking 3 years, 11, 7, 4, 3, 9. You ended your career just with Dallas with 44 picks in 9 years, I believe. If you divide that, isn't that like 5 picks a year?
Oh my,
that's crazy. That's unheard of because that doesn't happen. See, you'll see in the NFL now, you'll see a guy get 8 interceptions, 9, and it'll be like, woo, but then he'll tail off. The first couple of years, he might get high interceptions, but they tail right off. The biggest thing that set out to me, Everson, with you was the consistency. And I just want to ask one question. I'm going to sit and listen. Everybody said, I'm even listening to Madden. They were saying he doesn't have the foot speed, but man, his hands. What was it while you were in college? Was it some coaching, or was it a natural? Were you just a natural person that was a person to get after the ball? What do you think made you so good and be able to anticipate the eyes of the quarterback, the receiver jumping the ball? What do you think? What did that for you?
That is that's a pretty long answer. You know how things develop as when you develop as a kid, you got people around you that make you better. You feel me? Those people, if you're smart and you have your eyes open, you learn a lot from those that you grew up with, those that are better than you. I got my ass kicked a lot when I was a kid. I got beat a lot. I was always last place in this. So instead of taking that as harshly as I could have, it was fuel for me. I tell people all the time, I was never the best athlete in any era or any team or any friendship that I've had. All my friends were always more athletic than I was, but it wasn't ever always about that, because as much as I wasn't always good at one thing, I was pretty good at all things. I was decent at baseball. I was decent at football. I was pretty good at basketball. All those things. I was a hurdler. I was third in the district in the 110 highs. So I did some of everything trying to find my niche. And what happened was, thinking I'm going to be this great basketball player and getting in trouble all the time in school, when I got kicked off the basketball team, that kind of put a little shock into me and made me realize, first of all, the brother's jumping way too high for me to play basketball. I couldn't shoot that well to where I could overcompensate that. But what I could do was go up and get that football. What I could do was, when I played man-to-man defense in basketball, full court press, I could press the man with the ball at all times. That's something that I could do, took pride in. That's nothing but man-to-man as a defensive back. I could always backpedal faster than anyone, no matter how fast they were running forward. For some reason, if I raced them backwards, and we all went backwards, I could do that better than them. To this day, running backwards is just so natural to me. I don't know where the hell that came from. I just know that I used it, and it came in handy. So you put all that together, and you put me in the secondary where I can read the whole field at free safety. And it's just like playing full court press. Like I said, you know how you got that, what they call that trap when you was a kid, and they said when they really wanted to put the full court press on, they called it the rat trap. Well, I was always the guy in the back in the rat trap. So if you're going to throw it over the top, I'm going to get it. I was good at anticipating. What Belichick said about me was completely true. That's the best and most accurate description I can think of in regards to my game. Being able to put so many things together.
I'm sorry, Everson.
For myself. Are we out?
No, you good.
Or being able to mentally compute things very quickly. When he talked about processing them very quickly. Yeah. That's because, man, when I went to Grambling and Doug Williams is playing quarterback, you see there's an opportunity for you to develop on every level. At least it was for me. I played 1 year of high school football. That's it. But I was able to understand that I was a good athlete. That got me to Grambling. When I got to Grambling, I was shaking in my boots because brothers over there would beat you, and they disrespect you and try to take your woman if you let them.
That sound like Grambling.
That's Grambling. That's Grambling. So when you go there, eventually you're going to have to put up a shut up. And I must admit, I almost gave up. But I had some friends of mine who were on this team. I wrote about them in my book. I speak on them highly. I had friends of mine at Grambling that refused to let me lose, and they always believed in me more than I believed in myself. Wow. So when you talk about being where you are as a person, it's never about what you do. It's about the people that's around you. And I was always blessed. I didn't go looking for them, which is unfortunate. What was fortunate was that they came and found me. These people attached themselves to me. Why? I don't know. But I was blessed because of it, and they inspired me to not just be a better player, but a better person and to believe in myself. So what you saw when I came into Dallas, that was all about Hamilton Park, where I grew up, and it was all about Grambling State University, where I perfected my stuff.
And I want to kind of talk about
my stuff.
Because I'm going to just be honest. Can I just be all the way honest with you, Mr. Walls?
Yes, sir.
It's disrespectful to me how you're not in the Hall of Fame. The Dallas players seem to be treated. You are even the super catch, which I know you tired of talking. They call it the super catch.
I never knew they called the super catch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that true, or did you put that in there?
No. It's in Sports Illustrated. Yeah.
Wow, I've never really looked at that. The super catch. I always thought it just said the catch because I never really look at it that much because I'm always looking at me and Dwight.
Yeah, right.
By the way,
I heard you say you don't even look at it. which you know.
I cried that game.
And this is the thing about it, though. It's like your life. I was talking to my barber about this today. I was talking to my barber about this today. He was like, he's known for that. I say, I would give my left foot to be known for that. No regrets about that. Like, there's no like, as an ex-corner, I would give my left knee to be in that game. Just to be in that game as a rookie.
Boy, what a game, bro.
Man.
Oh woo! Game, bro.
And then amazing. What I love about, just as I researched you more, what I loved about it, I'm being all the way honest, all the big bros was having your back. Ed Too Tall said it's not his fault. Then
it wasn't.
But then no. Randy White said it's not his fault. Everson Walls came out on himself and said you cannot give that. I loved it because he just took accountability. That's a competitor. I loved it. Everybody was like, it's not his fault, because we now know historically it's supposed to have been a switch. But the way you looked at it was still, I should have made the play. That to me says a true corner's mentality, like a true dog.
Let's be real. Let's be real. And this is, you're getting it from me.
Okay.
On that play, we had a what you call a 10 call. That means everybody's man to man with a safety in the middle.
Okay.
And so you're gonna flip out on this because we had a double on Dwight Clark. We had a double on Dwight Clark because we know that's where he wanted to go. What happened in the game was, as Joe started to bail and extend, that's where the confusion starts because of the extension. I never turned around to see Joe throw the ball. By the time I looked up, the ball was already in flight. You understand?
Yeah.
So I never, and I've been very clear about this. When you see a ball in flight and it's already been thrown, you don't necessarily know the trajectory of it.
Right.
Or the trajectory of it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did not know. So while I'm looking at it thinking it's going to be clearly out of bounds, way overthrown, it was not as the trajectory of it wasn't going as if it was ascending, it was descending. And you can't catch that right away. So Dwight had his eye on the ball at the whole time. I chose that particular time not to look back at the ball the way Belichick explained what I'm deft at. You understand? That particular time I chose not to. So that is all me. Because once the scramble came, I'm like, okay, it's too late to look back now because the scramble came. I think I stick with my man. Well, it's like an alley-oop, so to speak. He sees it, I don't. So people say he out-jumped me. I never jumped because I was going, as you can see on the picture, I'm going forward. I'm going forward because I'm thinking the ball is going that way.
Right.
It's going out of bounds. He was facing the ball. He went this way.
Right.
And so that's why you see the picture looking the way it looks. See, I'm going there.
Right.
He's going forward. I'm
Right.
going looking for the ball coming back this way.
Right.
And that's basically how it was. But people try to blame Michael Downs. It's so unfair.
Right.
Mike did exactly what he was supposed to do. If I wanted to blame somebody besides myself, get his ass on the ground, guys. Get his ass on the ground. I can't be back here 5 or 6 freaking seconds covering somebody in the end zone. So that's the real. And that's why the guys had my back as well.
Yeah.
Because
I love
they
it.
know that they should have had the sack. We talk about when you pump fake. Too Tall went for the pump fake. You don't go for the pump fake. We've been taught from day one. But what does Too Tall do? He bats down balls. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my man.
Yeah.
Too Tall saved me many times by batting the ball down.
Right.
But this particular time he didn't. And that's what happens when you're in a freaking championship game.
Yeah.
Things are up at a higher level. And
Right.
if you ain't ready, then you're going to get toasted just like I did. That's what happened.
I love it.
That's just all it is to it. That's all it is to it.
Hey,
Now,
Everson,
we never should have been in that position. We never should have
Right.
been in that position because I gave them enough turnovers. We gave them enough turnovers. We intercepted Joe like 4 times that game.
Ooh.
3 or 4 times. When you look at Joe's numbers, even Randy White got an interception. So we're picking him off left and right. But you can't leave the door open for Joe Montana. And that's what happens when you do.
God.
Facts.
Man, I love it. This is the amazing show. Big, I know you had some. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, just first of all, looking at that picture, number one, the picture just explains about what you're saying. Just like with the alley-oop play, you're looking up at the ball, kind of like, I can't believe he's able to catch this. You have that look like he's catching this. That's the look you look like you have. Like he actually caught this. And people gotta remember, Dwight Clark was 6'3". He was not a short receiver. He was 6'3", 6'4", and he had long arms. So you got to see how high of a pass Joe had to throw that in the air and for him to catch it. And like Everson said, if you see the play, I thought they were going to get the sack when they flushed Joe out of there. And when he pump fake and Ed went for it, I'm going to tell you right now, Everson, on my father, on my kids, when he pump faking and Ed Too Tall Jones jumped, I said, he going to complete it. It just felt like, you know how you have them things where it's like,
that was Joe.
You was like, moment. You felt like you had it, Everson, when he was like, oh, we got him. And then when he pump fake and Ed jumped, I said, oh no, they're going to throw some crazy play and somebody going to catch it. And then it happened. But what's so even crazy about it now, Everson, that when Danny White threw that pass over the middle to Drew Pearson, I thought we were going to come right back because I think it was Eric Wright, number 21, that made that game-saving tackle, because if he didn't make that tackle, Drew Pearson was already in stride going straight to the house, and I thought it was over. When he tackled him, I said, man, dang, I think it might be over.
You know, we still, yeah, it was. We might be over at that time because we still obviously had a chance. That was when Dwayne Board broke through on Jim Cooper. No, it wasn't Jim Cooper. Kurt Peterson, whose knee had given out on him early in that game. And he was doing all he could, dragging that knee around the whole game in that horrible San Francisco turf. It's like playing in a swamp. And so when you have bad knees, there's no way you're going to stand up. He tried to be courageous, and he ended up giving up the sack that caused Danny to fumble. And so it was what it was. We were on our way back. All we needed was about 15 more yards. And if I'm not mistaken, Raphael Septien could have kicked that thing through, because he and I, 2 weeks later, we're at the Pro Bowl together. So that lets you know what kind of capabilities that Raphael Septien had. Just hold on to the ball, Danny, and we got us a chance. Just hold on to the ball. But, hey, we can all talk about what we should have done.
Yeah, I do want to say this, though, and then because we got Hard Knocks starting in 9 minutes.
Yeah, I know. They're going to be mad at us. Like,
they already been in the chat. They already been in the chat, Everson. Like, hurry up.
They go get off. Like, the show go
We love itself. Everson, but he got to speed it up. Get your questions out, y'all.
All right, no, but I want to talk about the redemption a little bit, right? Because you said now, and also just real quick, anybody that was in NFL Films and was on 2 Sports Illustrated, that's a Hall of Famer. And I'm gonna say it like this: just period. The rookie year alone was Hall of Fame. Just the rookie year as an undrafted free agent, 4.7 speed with that many interceptions. One of my favorite quotes that you said was when you said you got offended when people would say that you was around the ball, and you said, "Nah, I got those interceptions because I was covering my man." But before we get and I love your dog mentality, but you also talked about yin and yang, like the redemption from that catch to the Giants. And I know you said you have an inspirational story. I want you to kind of share that, if you don't mind, as a final word.
Shoot, I don't know what I think. Maybe what you're talking about is the kidney donation between me and my boy Ron Springs.
Okay.
I gotta say that was my dude at all times. He was the guy that was always there for me. We were there for each other. Our families there for each other as well. He drove from Ohio to Tampa Bay. he and his family to come see that ball game because that was my first and only Super Bowl. I had so many people coming to support me. Dallas fans hated the Giants, but pulling for your boy.
That's
so
lovely.
you know, if I'm able to bring Big Blue and the blue and silver and blue together, then that's pretty good. But
yeah, they love you.
You know that particular game really was the redemption that I needed because everyone kept trying to say that I wasn't a winner.
Right.
And I went to Parcells. I chose the Giants when Jimmy Johnson cut me. And my whole thing was, I told him this when I first met him. I said, if behind that front seven that you have, you guys are not getting interceptions. I said, I can come in here, I can make turnovers for you. And I said, I can help you win a Super Bowl. There was no Muhammad Ali moment there. But playing behind LT, Carl Banks, Pepper Johnson, Gary Reasons, Leonard Marshall. Come on, man. Eric Davis. There's no way I cannot get picks behind there. So what did I do? I went up there and I led that team in interceptions, just like I told them I would do. I led them in the playoffs also, just like I told them I would do. And then we ended up winning the Super Bowl. And thank God I was able to make that last tackle on Thurman Thomas, which according to Parcells, not me, according to Bill Parcells,
play the game.
He said they would not have caught him until he went into the parking lot. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So that's not my words, but I know what I did. I don't need anyone to tell me I'm a Ring of Honor person. I don't need anyone to tell me I'm in the Hall of Fame. I already feel like I am.
There you
so
go.
Whether I go or not, it really don't matter. My numbers speak for themselves, and the guys in there, they know I should be there. So I would love it. Of course I would. But I will not stand for the disrespect and beg my way in. That ain't.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about, Everson. That's what that's the biggest thing you said right there.
I love it.
I don't gotta say it. I don't gotta validate it. Everybody knows, and I ain't gotta beg for nothing because I'm a beast. That's what. There you go.
We can
for that. You ain't got a bum.
We can end it on Hard Knocks.
End it on that.
God, dog.
It's a hard knock life.
For us.
For us, it's a hard knock life.
All right, real quick.
Thank
guys.
you so much for on the show, man. My only and last defense for you is this. It's very simple. You and one other safety led the league in interceptions 3 seasons. That other safety is already in the Hall. His name is Ed Reed.
That's right.
You and him are the only one. So, Hall of Famer, man.
I didn't mean to cut you off, OC. He got your house.
OC good. I like what OC said. I appreciate that.
This is my final words, and then I'm gonna let it. Big games. You can end it on the final words, and then the true final words I think should come from Everson Walls. So what I would say is, I was gonna say jokingly, and I'm glad I didn't, that I know you can get in the Hall of Fame. You can cry, because that's the pattern. All the people that cry.
That's what Drew told me. Yeah.
All the people that cry get in, but when I met you, I just sensed that real in you. We had real authentic conversations, and I just knew it. I said, he not gonna do it. He not built that way. He's like, y'all go put me in when y'all come to y'all senses. Cause you right, you already earned it. What you got, Big?
I'm just gonna say this. This is the first time I've ever got to talk to you. We talked off air, we already know about that. But I just want to tell you, man, I love it. You are real. You super, super real, and I love that. I love how you down to earth. I love how you just bring it your conversation. You just very intelligent as far as what you speak, and you just inspiration. Just listening to you, I feel like you can really inspire me personally. I don't know if you ever coached or anything like that, but I think you would be a monster coach, and I'm just throwing that out there. So if you would go do it, because I think you would be a great teacher, a motivator. People will respect and listen to what you got to say, and I think you would be great for kids out there. You're just an awesome person, and I'm glad you got to be able to come on the show today. That's my final word.
Appreciate it. My final word is I appreciate you guys having me on. I don't know how the hell y'all got my number. I still don't know, but I had a good time with you guys, man. And y'all keep it up, guys, for real. And let's go watch some Hard Knocks.
Let's go watch some Hard Knocks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. And can I get a promise that you could come back maybe in about 4 or 5 months?
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk mid-season some football. I greatly enjoyed it. Let's watch Hard Knocks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Y'all take it easy.
check or something. I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, yeah. Count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, now switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just